Matt and Chris here, Fitch Baker Comics, and this is our top 10. Okay, this book, Deadly Class, was recommended to me by J. Francis Totti, who's drew all the diagrams in the back of Apollo. I didn't really know much about it until he told me to read it, and it's completely opened my eyes. Rick Remender is amazing. Taught me a whole new way of thinking about writing stories. Wes Craig, the artist, is just, I mean, look at this. Look at some of the layouts on those pages. It's so unconventional. Amazing stuff. Deadly Class, check it out.
One book I really am loving at the moment and have done ever since I bought it is Terra Assaulta, One Man War on Terror by Benjamin Moran. It's one of my favourite comic books in the whole world. It showcases everything I love: graphic violence, sexual fluidity, and a complete no-show of story, yet it's packed full of adventure. I love it.
One of our joint picks is something that we discovered online a long time ago, and then it got published into this book. It's called Boys Club.
It's joyful. It's the most joyful thing to read in the entire world. Any page is going to flip to. Oh.
Go check it out. Boys Club by Matt Fury. Okay, so another one of my picks, I know it's really cliche, but Watchmen. It's amazing. You've probably all read it. Alan Moore, the man, actually met him a couple of weeks ago, and he's really lovely. Don't believe what you're told. Look at it, Dave Gibbons' art. I don't need to say anything about this book because you already know.
Venom Returns, collected stories by David Michelini, is one of the most inspiring comics I ever read as a young man, and it made me really get excited about comics. And then when I got to chat to David and he read Matt and myself's book Reading, it was one of the best days ever. Venom Returns. If you haven't read it, you're a sucker and you should have read it by now.
Okay, so one of my top picks is Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory. I love this album. You know, Oasis were really big in the 90s. That was what I was into when I was a teenager. And Noel and Liam gave me a bit of an attitude that I carry to this day, rock and roll. And here we are on Berwick Street.
I don't have any visual reference other than this amazing, really industrial lift that I know David Lynch would love. David Lynch has been one of my idols for such a long time, and it's more than just the films he makes, it's the way he approaches creativity. The man literally builds incredible worlds and takes you there. And I really always wanted to do that ever since I started filmmaking and then later writing. It was all about the worlds, taking people away and letting them just play in this escape that's come from your mind. So Lynch would be my thing.
So another one of my top picks is Star Wars. It's probably my favourite movie of all time, like so many other people. I remember I had a VHS copy of this taped off the TV when I was a kid, watched it again and again and again till it degraded. I think I could probably trace my love of sci-fi, fantasy, fiction, and even wanting to be a writer to this one film. But we are talking about the 1977 original theatrical version, none of that special edition stuff.
One of my great influences is The Killing Joke. I know we've talked a lot about Alan Moore and how much we love his writing, but The Killing Joke really showed me that comics don't have to be for kids. Comics can deal with all kinds of things, and they can go deep into the human psyche. And you take Batman and Joker, they're so well known, and you just read this and you can completely rediscover them. And that's what I love about The Killing Joke. It scared the hell out of me as a kid.
One of the most inspiring things that we both have a mutual love for is coffee. It's the stuff of miracles. I'm so glad they haven't outlawed it yet. It's great.